What up, gang? What up? Shit, back at it, man. I'm gonna say, it turned out to be a beautiful day out here in the neighborhood, man. Turned out to be a beautiful day. Oh, yeah. It's always quiet like this around here, man. Always quiet like this, man. Plenty of trees. You know what I'm saying? Middle class, doggone working neighbors. What up? Neighbors just pulled in for work, you know. The grill set up and everything. Shoot, man, I'm gonna try to make this quick as possible, man. On the ballot in 2024, there was local option homestead exemption on the ballot, what have you, and a lot of people clearly didn't understand what was going on, but Georgia passed this doggone homestead exemption that's basically reforms your property and the sale taxes here in Georgia, and HB 581. Just go and see for yourself. I'm not here to go into all of it, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because I noticed at the city council meeting last night, right? Let me see the day, the 27th? No, the day the 28th. So yeah, last night the 27th, city council meeting. You know, they was gonna discuss HB 581. You know, for the people who didn't understand. And again, I'm bringing this up because it's very rare you see City Hall fill up the way that it did. All right, so I went last night, and it brought a lot of the citizens that reside here in the city of Stonecrest out. Right, it brought them out. All right, when I say brought them out, you know, running out of places to sit, because you know, when you go to talking about property taxes and you go to affecting people's pockets, you get their attention. And so that's what happened. It got their attention. With that being said, you know, a lot of the neighbors, you know, they were upset. They didn't understand HB 581, and many of them still don't. And so we're going to discuss it 2 more times before we decide to opt in or opt out. And so do your due diligence, do some thorough research, and do your homework if you're a homeowner and you reside here in the state of Georgia. I mean, for some, you know, they're gonna opt in. For a lot of people, I heard the schools and a lot of different other municipalities have opted out. You know, so again, like I say, y'all go and do your research. But one of the main points I want to talk about, because see, my thing is, I know it's 2 types of people in this world, right? You got the responsible and you got the irresponsible. You have the ones that are be held accountable. You got the ones who don't wish to be held accountable. So it's a lot easier to play the blame game. And oftentimes, you know, people just ignore, and they, you know, they just murmur and sit amongst their neighbors, their friends and families, and they just utter and murmur. They complain, they just pout, you know. What I don't have, what I don't got, how I'm affected, how I'm hurt about this, how I'm hurt about that. And it's always easy to blame someone else. And so, you know, the city, oh man, they get pounded. When I say the city, meaning the council members, you know, I'm not saying they do everything right, because they don't. And you know, we got to work together, and they have to be held accountable, and they need to be more transparent. And the city got some flaws, but show me one perfect government in the world. Show me a perfect government in the world. And I'm saying all this to say that the way people come out there and complain and cry and you know, and just point the finger and just negative. Us as residents in Stonecrest, many of us are not being held accountable. And basically, it's enough blame to go around, is what I'm saying. A lot of the neighbors I spoke to last night, man, I mean, some of the stuff that was coming out of their mouth, man, it's pathetic, it's pitiful. I mean, they just throw so much dirt on the city, man. And like I say, it's crazy. And when I say it's crazy, man, let me just jump over into it, man. I was talking to some neighbors, right? I mean, you'll think we live in two different cities, because the district I live in, hey, man, we got green space. You see how quiet it is now? It's like this the majority of the time. When I say majority of the time, 90 to 95% of the time, this is how this neighborhood is. It's like a petting zoo. You know, the deers, the possums, the raccoon, the foxes, the falcons, rat snakes. I mean, like they run this place, man. I'm talking about that, you know, everyone just keep to themselves. But you know, not to get into all of that, man. Not to throw you guys off, but to hear some of the neighbors talk about how they have to leave our area to go to other areas and support other areas. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. So you have to live here, but then you have to take your money out of your city to go help somebody else's tax bracket because you don't like where you live. And you know, one would think, okay, if you don't like where you live, wouldn't it be a lot easier to just move to that place that you go to and support all the time? Wouldn't it be a lot easier to just go move to another city that you already support? If the neighboring city over here got all of the stores, why won't you move there? Why would you have to stay in the place, talk bad about the place where you stay, hate the place where you stay, only to come have to lay your head here every day? It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. So if you're not patronizing the business, how the business is gonna thrive? If you're not being neighborly and you're not being kind and respecting your neighbors and respecting your city and where you live, how will it ever thrive? You're gonna always have to run. And that's most doggone black folks' problem. We like 94% African American out here in the city of Stonecrest. Many of us, we don't patronize the businesses. We go other places and take the money out of the city. And, you know, go behind me, but I want to say it's like 800 million that we take out of this city annually, spending it in other places. Right? And then they're going to complain, well, we supposed to have nice restaurants. We supposed to have this. We supposed to have that. Listen, if you're not putting in any work and you just sitting here blaming, waiting for somebody else to do everything, you the problem. Our children don't have no place to play. We don't have no nice restaurants. Man, we got a nice doggone 4-star restaurant. I mean, at the very least, 4-star. I mean, Dominique's just reopened. It used to be Arizona's, you know, that's one. And we don't have many. We don't have many, right? We not Buckhead. Like, I mean, come on, like we not one of those wealthy communities like Milton. You know, I mean, when you look at the median household income, you know, we don't have those type of restaurants. And then if you think about it, again, just from like a business standpoint, why would you have all of the high-end restaurants like Papados, Canoe, Ruth Chris, if the median household income is very low? In other words, people tend to go to those restaurants for occasions. They don't just eat there regularly for lunch because their budget doesn't allow. So why would a business come to a low-end area to set up shop when they know the people don't have the money? I mean, just do the math. And like I say, I'm not gonna sit here and be PC about it. I mean, this is just me breaking it down into like simple, like this as simple as it get. All right, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to, you know, sound like no scholar here. I'm just breaking it down in the most simple terms for one to be able to grasp and comprehend. That's it. So a lot of the negative feedback was just, let's pounce on the council members. Hey, y'all do this. Why don't y'all do that? Come pick up my trash. Come fix the road. Come cut down the tree. What if my HOA ain't doing the right thing? Y'all come get them. This and this. It was a bunch of murmuring. Man, we living in a country, man, right now, dude. Listen, we living in a country right now where you can sit back, you can talk greasy about your president. You can talk greasy about your mayor. You can talk dirt and shame your governor. You get to do all of that stuff, and a lot of these people that do that, they go right back home to their $250,000, $500,000 homes, go back to their decent jobs and their livable wages, And at the end of the day, a lot of these people who we say are poor, or you know what I'm saying, trying to thrive, or whatever name you want to give them, they got government assistance and they still talking crap about the government. They biting the hand that feed them. So if they getting food stamps and they getting Section 8 or getting some type of government assistance or Medicaid, they still talking junk. That's what type of country we live in. So you can sit back and doggone bite the hand that feeds you and just still talk crap. Like I'm talking about, man, like this don't even make any sense anymore. People driving they nice high-end cars, BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, go back to their middle-class suburban neighborhood and they nice white-collar job or blue-collar job or own their own business, you know what I'm saying, then talking junk about how they don't have and what they don't got. What they don't got. What they don't have. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, that's just murmuring like, yo, come on, man. Like, that's beyond crazy. Were city officials put in place to service the people? To serve the people? Yeah. Public service job. It's a public service job. That's what you do. You put there to serve the people. And right now, you all know like I know, we cannot make everyone happy. You cannot make anyone happy. Start a business and see for yourself what I'm talking about. In fact, you don't even have to start a business. Go in your neighborhood / community, if you have one, and do a survey yourself. And you'll see that everyone in your community or neighborhood, they all want something different. They're not on one accord. They don't all think alike. They all, you know, again, want something different. Me on the other end, like I say, I mean, listen, life is good, man. To hear some of those neighbors, man, talk the way they talk and how greasy they was talking, yo, you'll think we live in two different cities. I'm over here in District 5, the wealthiest district in the city of Stonecrest, the largest and the wealthiest district of Stonecrest, of the 5. Yo, I walk out of my neighborhood, there's a nature trail adjacent to my neighborhood. I mean, it's attached. You know what I mean? I live in the green space, heritage area, you know. We have South River. We got a lot of amenities, a lot of things to do out here in the city, a lot of different activities. A lot of people not tapped in. Man. So it's like they don't even, you know, like what's going on, you feel me? So it's kind of like, you know, what can we blame, you know what I'm saying? What can we blame for goddamn our life being the way it is and for us not knowing? We got to blame something, you know. You got to tell a person 11 times, like, hey, listen, you know, it's a vineyard in our city. A what? I didn't know. Hey, you know, we have canoeing and kayaking that take place in our city. Oh, I didn't know. Hey, you know, we also opening up a botanical garden. What? Oh, I didn't know. You have to be repetitive, and you have to say it 11 times just for it to stick in somebody's head, because they out of the loop. They out of touch. Woe is me. I don't have. Me, mine. It's all about me, you know. And so you got to wave it around, and you know, if you don't do it that way, they don't know nothing. You know, they not trying to know nothing. And guess what? They gonna find someone to blame. If most of the residents, and like I said, we make up what, 60,000 residents here in the city of Stonecrest. If most of them was supportive, stay involved with what's going on with the city by keeping the city, accountable and transparent, we can get results. Look at what had to bring the people out. Look at what brought the people out. They had to touch them pockets. When they found out about HB 581, that homestead, many, and that wasn't even all of them. It was more than what would normally come out, you know. But the crazy thing is, look at what had to happen. If you want to say nothing about homestead and about them having to pay those extra taxes or what have you, shit, they wouldn't have came out. They were gonna sit back and just complain. And that don't fix nothing. Many of us, man, we've been living doggone decades, man. Talking about like over 3 decades, over 4 decades, over 5 decades, over 6, and some over 7 and 8. And still just logically they don't get the concept. That complaining and all that crying ain't gonna do it. You gotta have boots on the ground. If I was to set foot out my door right now and go down to the local breakfast shop, they know who I am. If I go down to the local doggone meet, greet, play, be entertained, if I go down to the nearest center, it's called Privy, Stonecrest. If I go down there, the people know who I am. If I walk through my neighborhood, I know more than 50% of my neighbors. They know who I am. I am community oriented. If most people was involved in their communities / city and knew what was going on, we can get results. But no, people rather sit back and do nothing and point their finger and blame people, man. They rather blame. They don't want to put in the work. They don't. A lot of times, like I say, people will go to work, come home, shut their door, close their blinds, and shut out the rest of the world. It's only until they affected and we're running out of food, or we're running out of money, or oh, this happening to me, woe is me, woe is me. That's the only time, man, they gonna come out and then they gonna cry, female dog and moan and it's crazy, man. And like I said, we our own worst enemy. I can't stress it enough. I want to say this last thing, man, and leave on a positive note. A lot of times we our own worst enemy. Right now, to have a community, we have to have families intact. We have to have families intact. Like I say, we have to be able to work together, set aside our differences, be kind to one another, be respectful, and it's imperative, we have to put in the work. We have to put in the work. We have to hold our local government accountable. All right, we have to work together. And like I say, everything is not perfect according to Webster or American Heritage. And when it comes to my city, like I say, man, a lot of people, they don't know we have the only vineyard in the Atlanta metro area. They don't know that Stonecrest has our Stonecrest studios. They don't know that Privy exists for you to be able to come down with your family to be able to eat, retreat, play, and hang out and meet folks. They don't know that it exists. They don't shoot. New Black Wall Street Market. I'm not sure what's going on over in that area, but people stop supporting it. When I gotta say they lost quite a few tenants over there. Some pretty good tenants. So I don't know how that situation gonna end. Word got out that the land is for sale, you know what I'm saying? And so, when it comes to South River, we hang out, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go all the way on the other side of town, you know what I'm saying, to do all that stuff right there. And then, man, you would doggone mess up the vibe, homie. Then you got, Raven Mountain around there, Raven Mountain, so they got itinerary and the lot going on. And so, yeah, man, we gonna see how it go, man. But like I say, everybody got a part to play, and everybody ain't doing it. A lot of people pointing fingers out, and they playing that blame game for real. And so it's hard to get anything done. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get anything done. And then, like I say, a lot of the residents, they taking the money out of the city. They taking it out, and they taking it to other places, but then they complain about what they don't have. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. But the whole time they going to other places, like seeking validation. Because on one end, you don't like where you live, so it's like a form of self-hatred. You don't like where you live, or we ain't got this, we ain't got that, but that's where you reside. Then the minute you get your money, you taking it out of the city. And then you wonder why you don't have. So guess what? A lot of people are forced to move. Man, I'm just gonna move. We ain't got this. I'm gonna go over here. When they get their weight up and they get their money up, they just move. And so what happened is you just keep running, you keep running. So it's almost like a form of gentrification. Okay, let them stay over there on that gold mine, which is city of Stonecrest. Let them stay there. Once they run it down, we're gonna come buy it up from pennies on the dollar, and then by the time we all gonna reform it, everybody gonna want to come back and then spend their money. When we could have just put in the work and did it ourselves. So all in all, I'm not feeling turning that power over to the state. I'd rather keep it local when it comes to HB 581. That's where I'm at with it. I advise you guys do your research and find out what's going on when it comes to that. But truth be told, like I said, when it comes to us as a people and as a race, well, we our own worst enemy, for real, for real. It's just what it is, whether you want to take accountability or not.